This is KGW News at noon.
Hello, I'm Drew Carney, and we start this afternoon with some breaking news. It appears that Betsy Johnson has enough signatures now to get on the Oregon ballot this fall. Johnson is running for Oregon governor as an unaffiliated candidate. She needed 23,744 signatures to get on the ballot. Johnson's campaign says she has more than that at this point. So she'll deliver those signatures to the Secretary of State tomorrow so they can get verified. Johnson used to be a Democrat in the Oregon legislature, and she's now part of a three-way race for Oregon governor, along with Democrat Tina Kotek and Republican Christine Drazen. Let's get to some other local headlines this afternoon. Both of these involve shootings that happened over the weekend. First, in North Portland, police found a man dead after responding to reports of a shooting Sunday morning around 10 a.m. It happened in the Portsmouth neighborhood near North Fessenden and North Geneva Avenue. One of our photographers took this video of that area last night. The victim's name has not yet been released. We also have some new information this hour about a shooting in Salem. Police say just before 11 o'clock Saturday night, two 18-year-olds showed up at Salem Health Hospital with gunshot wounds. They said they were near Vista Avenue when some people inside an SUV shot at their vehicle. Both have non-life-threatening injuries. Officers were able to collect evidence, but Salem Police is still asking anyone with information to give them a call. Meanwhile, the family of a man who was shot and killed just last Wednesday in Southeast Portland is now speaking out. KGW's Christelle Coonway talked with the victim's cousin, who says he's looking for answers.
He was a very intricate part of my family's life.
Shante Harris says his cousin had recently voiced concerns for his life.
He contacted some family members, and he told them that there was people after him.
Portland police did not say if this was a random or targeted shooting, but we do know officers responded to a report of shots fired Wednesday night on Southeast Bush Street near Southeast 134th. They say the shooter or shooters took off, but confirmed one person was dead. Friends and family identified DeJounte Campbell as the victim. No arrests have been made.
We're living in a lawless town. Basically, the police are going to the crime scene. They're putting down their little numbers of where all the bullets were, and then they clean up the crime scene, and then it's off to the next one because there's already another one that's already in progress.
Since 2020, the uptick in violence has been rapid and unprecedented in Portland. Police cite a lack of resources. Fewer patrol officers and overworked homicide detectives can't keep up with the caseload.
You know, everybody said defund the police. Well, this is what we got. So now what do we do? You guys wanted the police defunded, and now here we are. And now everybody's dying left and right.
As he mourns the loss of his cousin, Harris also pleads for the end of gun violence.
I just want everybody to come together.
Christelle Coonway, KGW News.
A Multnomah County judge is expected to hand down a decision today on a measure to overhaul Portland's government. It's a measure that we expect to see on the upcoming November ballot. Last month, though, the Portland Business Alliance sued the city over this measure, saying that the measure violates the state's constitution. If it passes, the measure would completely restructure Portland's government. Some of the changes include removing the mayor from city council and splitting the city into 4 different geographic districts. This story is out of Central Oregon. A payroll mistake at the St. Charles Health System could force some employees to pay back thousands of dollars. So the health system says it's trying to recoup a total of $2 million. The error happened when its timekeeping provider, Kronos, had an outage from last November to January of this year. St. Charles says some employees were paid more than they should have been, and now it wants the money back. One nurse told us that her manager told her that she now owes $2,900.
Where did they come up with this calculation? Why has evidence not been provided? Why has it not been made available to me to sit down with an accountant for every individual employee to sit down and review records and pay stubs and all of that? They gave no evidence as to how they came to this number.
That nurse also says she was offered a payment plan, but she still feels like she was blindsided. St. Charles Health System says employees were kept informed through all of this with more than a dozen emails. The health system also says some employees were actually underpaid, and they're correcting that as well. The Oregon Nurses Union says it's considering legal action on behalf of nurses who are being asked to repay money.
I just think it's unreasonable that this is acceptable.
We continue to follow an ongoing conflict in North Portland near the Peninsula Crossing Trail. People who rent and own homes in that North Portland neighborhood are frustrated by the number of homeless camps and the city's response to those homeless camps. The city clears out the camps, but they say the campers just keep moving back in. KGW's Blair Best spoke with both neighbors and campers to find out more.
The Peninsula Crossing Trail was once a popular bike path in North Portland. Now it's a highway for homeless campers.
So this is our community area right here.
To many, this may look like just another homeless camp.
This is more home than any place else. Like this, it's more like a community. It's family.
This is TT Sanchez.
Camp mom, that's what everybody call me.
She runs the camp.
Where we cook at and like big dinners and stuff, and like, you know, it's like a banquet kind of. We've been here so long, it's like, you know, we should have some type of residency.
While the camp has been here for years, Sanchez hasn't. Last year, she and her husband got an apartment through a city-run program.
We both had jobs, you know, we both were working, but we weren't he wasn't making enough to pay rent, so it was just like we couldn't. It seemed like everything just went downhill after that.
4 months ago, they found themselves right back in these tents.
We don't want to be here, you know. This is not what we want out of our life. Like most of us want more out of our life.
But for others, like Jeffrey Moore,
I'm kind of a free spirit.
He prefers this lifestyle.
Yeah, I've kind of chosen.
Do you think it's your right that you can camp right here?
Yeah, absolutely.
The city just removed a handful of those camps along that trail, the Peninsula Crossing. But many of those living there just moved their camps a few blocks away, like here at the corner of North Princeton and Stanford.
You can't pull up on a street and decide, I'm going to live here. It's just not fair to the community.
This RV now sits outside Judy Kane's kitchen window.
It's insanity. I just want our city to go back to the basics, parking ordinance, codes.
I think the community is at its wit's end.
The city plans to open a Safe Rest Village site along the Peninsula Crossing this year. Tom Karwacki, who chairs the neighborhood association, hopes that will help clean up their neighborhood and give those living on their streets a place to go. We reached out to Commissioner Dan Ryan's office for comment, but didn't hear back right away.
No one feels safe generally from the housed community, and even in the unhoused community, there are many people who don't feel safe.
We're not monsters at all. God made us all the same and made us all equal, so I don't see what's different, why people feel like they're scared of us.
In North Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
All right, this next story is out of Washington County. Take a look at this. The guy behind the controls of that excavator now faces multiple charges after trying to get away from police in the excavator. So the Washington County Sheriff's Office posted this video on Twitter. Deputies say the man behind the controls had 3 outstanding warrants and was wanted for stealing a car. So they found him at a property north of Banks. He was driving that heavy piece of construction equipment. They say he ignored the deputies, so officials wound up arresting him after following him on foot for half a mile. Pretty much a slow go there, chasing down that excavator. This, meanwhile, was the scene yesterday at what was called the Portland Hot Sauce Expo. It took place near OMSI. They did have some lucha libre wrestling there. Not sure why that was part of the Hot Sauce Festival. This makes more sense. They had a Reaper eating challenge at the event where contestants had to eat as many Reaper peppers as possible. That's the world's hottest pepper, by the way. And here is your winning Reaper pepper eater.
I demolished a bunch of peppers today. We haven't had the results yet, but I'm feeling pretty good about what I did.
You're the winner, baby. You should feel good. The current world record for eating Reaper peppers is 120 grams. The Guinness Book of World Records was on hand to see if anyone could top that amount this weekend. That didn't happen, but the winning pepper eater, still very impressive.
Because I'm insane. I am certifiably insane when it comes to eating peppers and spicy foods. I've got a weird, bizarre talent, and I just, why not share it with the world, right?
We thank you for sharing that with us, sir. I wonder how that gentleman's feeling today, Chris McGinnis.
I was wondering about that. Sounds like a good Tums sponsorship.
Fun on a Sunday, a little rough on a Monday.
A little rough on a Monday and maybe Tuesday and Wednesday too. Not rough with the weather though this week, or at least not today anyway. Let's take you live outside to the Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. Our camera bopping around the breeze just a little bit. A little chop there out on the ocean as we look at see Cascade head off in the distance. The little bit of morning cloud cover that we had at the coast is already burned off for the most part. 64 right now in Lincoln City. Switching gears, taking you to downtown Portland. There's not a cloud in the sky. We're already up to 76 degrees at PDX. And elsewhere across the region, Hillsborough has jumped up to 78. Sherwood now 83. And the big picture across the state, the warm spot on the map right now, Burns checking in with 88, Pendleton 85, the Dalles 87. You folks east of the Cascades are well on your way to highs in the 90s today. We're going to see that 90-degree heat on the west side of the state starting tomorrow, but already starting to warm up east of the Cascades today. All right, here's the plan for the rest of the day. Again, we're 76 now, full sunshine from start to finish. The sunset, by the way, at 8:18. And Drew, we top out at 88 degrees this afternoon. Tomorrow begins day one of, I think, what will be 3 days maybe of 90-degree heat and some real high heat Wednesday and Thursday. More on that in just a few minutes.